Hello, my name is Faye, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 11 of Everything Wrong with Polydash Levels. Today I'll be playing Theory of Everywhere 2 DX. I mean, the deco looks neat, if I'm being so thorough. The deco looks nice.
Bruh.
It's got like classic I'm fan style. Okay. I'd like to think that people are more likely to take the coin route because they don't know how the portal and Black Orb stuff works. Good ship part, if I'm gonna be so thorough. It directs like too low too quickly, so it's a bit difficult to react to. I don't think those two missing blocks are supposed to be missing. Two missing blocks there as well. There's not really an indication on where you're supposed to really go, which makes things a bit confusing. Again, most people don't really know the physics enough to be able to, you know, jump and, you know, hold and go on the jump pad at the same time for the coin. It's a bit gimmicky, that is. This decoration's gone a bit more empty there, but overlapping decoration and looks quite unappealing there. Good ball gameplay, and also I like the aesthetic of this part.
Bruh.
I tried out the old memory, and I remember the old memory was very unenjoyable, but as a good creator would do, they completely, you know, they completely took my advice, and I still respect them for doing that to this day. I think there's two different ways to be able to do this part, so yeah. And I think that's pretty nice for accessibility's sakes. I think that's a very awkward transition to try and do that, in my opinion. I think this, like, this kind of part, this mini wave type thing, I wasn't a fan of, and I still am not. This is a very respectable TOE2 type memory, which, you know, you can't really, you know, be too, you know, annoyed about. That rotation, that little like rotation in the camera may catch some people out like really unfairly during runs from zero. Again, same with that rotation, it's weird. We know how most people feel about, you know, portals and waves. Joak. Sorry. Had something in my throat for a second. Okay. When, you know, let's say that there becomes a piano cover of TOE 3 as a song, please make a Theory of Everywhere 3, because I genuinely feel like you know, that would be a good thing to make. Because this is like a Theory of Everywhere 2-2. And, you know, sure, that's fine. I know it's a deluxe version, but it's also got completely different gameplay. But I feel like you should keep trying to go with the series, or at least similar series, with stuff like, for example, Electrodynamics and Electrodynamics 2, as well as stuff like Clutterfunk and Clutterfunk 2, you know, those types of songs that you know have such sequels. And I feel like you should kind of build off of those and try and make similar type of gameplay to how you've done, you know, you've made this in a similar provider as, you know, Fear of Everything 2 did, both for, you know, Fear Everywhere 2 and this version. Everything, you can tell the TOE 2 inspiration from it. So if you're able to do that same type of thing with, like, you know, the levels / songs that I mentioned that are based off, you know, that are main levels, I feel like that would, you know, that would be a well received series, in my opinion. So yeah, that's the end of my little, you know, my little technically combo to myself, and I'll stop this recording. Bye.